we are headed down to do some deer hunting.
Before we go any further, we're going to go into the bottom box, see what we got.
I'm cutting them at 5-foot lengths, and half of them gotta be 4-inch top. Here we go. Well, welcome to the Beaver Retriever channel, where I bring you along showing you my lifestyle. If you've been following me along, you see that I'm doing a frame swap to my truck. So we're just about ready to roll the new frame under the cab. So we got a tripod all set up here. Today's the day to try to set that cab down on the frame. We've had to put the motor and the front end and pretty much everything onto this frame from my old frame. And we're getting there. Probably another 3 days max. I should be back to driving my truck. See how this goes. Yeah, cab is sitting down on the frame finally. Alright, now the fun begins. We gotta start hooking up a freaking million wires. I just got all the cab mount bolts done. And tomorrow me and my father hopefully will button it up. And we'll put the bed on, bumpers on, we'll be good. Yeah, we're back at the truck again today. Hopefully today's the day we'll be turning the key, see if it'll fire up. Me and the old man are hooking up a bunch of wires. Alright, moment of truth. We think we got everything hooked up, so let's see if it fires up. Not right though. Let's suck in air. Yeah, so me and my father just had bets on if it would start or not, and I was being joking around. I said freaking 20 bucks on it wouldn't start. He said 20 bucks on it would start, so he just got 20 bucks. What a freaking project this has been. This has been hell of an undertaking, and we're doing it. We're getting it, so that's pretty cool. Something cool for me and my old man to say we did together. So tomorrow I'm going to put the bed on, the bumpers, bleed the brakes, bleed the clutch, front end alignment, and that's it. Ball. So now I'm putting the bumper back on, and my father's going to help me do the front end alignment, and then I got to bolt the bed down, and I'm done. Roughly center. I'm about to bleed the clutch, and then bolt the bed down, and put the grill on. I'm fairly done. I still got a few minor things I can do tomorrow, but I can drive it after I do that. Alright, we are all freaking done. That was a long freaking week and a half right there. Yeah, so we got the truck back and going pretty good. We did have to change a coil and re-bleed the brakes. Other than that, everything's pretty good. Yeah, so now we're out partridge hunting. We've been opening a week of partridge season, so we're coming in a back way to my house, doing kind of a test drive here with the truck. See if we can't get a partridge. see no birds today, so pretty windy and it just got done raining, so we need to go out there on a nice cold sunny day. They'll be sitting in the road sunning themselves, eating some gravel. So better luck next time, but good test for the truck. That was a pretty rough trail coming up through there. And tomorrow I'll try to go through all the nuts and bolts that we putting the frame in, and make sure everything stays tight. So over by my farm pond and freaking eating some cherry tomatoes, and I freaking see an otter out there with in my beaver pond. So I'll show some footage of that. I didn't have the GoPro, but I do have some on my phone, so I'll show that right now. What you doing, buddy? Yeah, that was pretty cool. Never seen an otter in my pond, so I've seen mink in my other pond, and see my beaver. I got beaver in that pond, so hopefully that otter isn't wreaking havoc on the beaver. But now we are headed down to do some deer hunting. Just sit in the tree stand for the last hour and a half of daylight here. Well, nothing today, so better luck tomorrow. Yeah, so we're headed down into the tree stand. I've been cutting birch poles, and I'll have to show you some of that tomorrow. But a huge birch pole or whatever. But didn't videotape nothing today, but now we're gonna go sit in the tree stand for a couple hours and see if the deer will show up. There was one right there, just ran right off. I think they saw me move over here. Hopefully it circles back. It never blew, so it didn't. Yeah, well, I scared one off. She saw me move or something before I saw her, and she ran away. So didn't snort, so definitely didn't smell me, I don't think. But she definitely saw me and was out of there. Never circled back around. I figured she would too. But no, she saw me good enough that she didn't need to see what the hell I was again. Alright, so better luck tomorrow. We'll try again tomorrow evening. Alright, today we're going to go into the beehive one last time before they stay in for the winter. We're going to go in and try to give them a bunch of honey. I got a few frames of honey over there. We're going to go in and see what it looks like inside. Screen's all fucked up in this thing. Wants to fold up into my face. Been sitting in my back seat for the last 2 months. Shit on top of it. I gotta remember to put it inside out for the winter. And that would straighten that out. Yeah, that's better. Yeah, so this is a swarm of honeybees I caught back in August. So now we're like October 10th, so this is 2 months old now. So hopefully they'll be strong enough to make it through the winter. That's why we're giving them some honey today. Frame of honey. Leave that in there for them. A full frame of honey. Nice, they got plenty of honey. Yep, that frame's full. This frame's full. Holy shit. Nice. Next frame's empty though. Completely empty. Alright, before we go any further, we're going to go into the bottom box, see what we got. No eggs or nothing up here. That's a frame of honey. Right in here. That frame is nothing. This frame is honey. This frame is brood. Fresh eggs.
Yeah, we can go with that. Check that front door. Girls.
There, they should be good for the winter. They got freaking a lot of honey in that upper box, so hopefully they survive. Another thing I'll do is I'll put some insulation. I got some foam insulation underneath right there that I'll put around it before it gets too cold. Today's pretty hot. I don't want to put that up yet. So I got some honey here. I'm gonna sit down and eat some. Pure goodness right there. Look at that. That's some good stuff. Yeah, so now we're working on a birch pole order. I've been trying to hammer down this week. Haven't videotaped none of it, but I've been working on this birch pole order. I've been cutting all these. I have to cut 600. Yeah, I think I got to cut 600. So that's quite a few poles. I think I'm at 380 or so right now, probably. So we're cutting them at 5-foot lengths, and half of them got to be 4-inch top, which I like this pile. And the rest of the tree down to 2 inches, the rest of them. So nice. No, we're hammering down. Probably cut a couple more here. Yeah, so I've been trying to hammer down. Freaking Alaska trip's getting closer day by day, so trying to get this shit done. That's why I haven't videotaped anything lately. Other than like the beehive. We used to do the beehive today. Alright, I'm gonna head over. I see three right there. We're gonna try to get. Yeah, so I cut a bunch, and then I go through with my hand clippers, and if they do have any branches, I clip them off. These are a lot of white birch, so there's not many branches on the white birch compared to the gray birch. Take up camera. That was funny. This one rolled downhill and took out the camera. Oh yeah, that's 4-inch. Yep, close enough. Yes, that's the process. We cut down a bunch, we limb a bunch, we pile them up, and then tomorrow, which will actually be next week's vlog, I'll start bringing them out with the truck. So we're actually going to try to get the trailer loaded up tomorrow and have my father ready for Monday, Tuesday. He can bring in the first load. So it's going to be two load order here. So freaking warm out here today, bugs everywhere. It's a pretty boring job, so I haven't videotaped much too. It's not much of an adventure to it. But it's good money, so can't pass it up. 1, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39. So 39 done that time. Probably close to 100 done today, I think. We're all done with birch poles for today. We ended up with 155 today. And now we're headed out to the tree stand. And this week with hopefully getting my deer, right? Well, no deer today, so hopefully next week I'll get my deer. Want some fresh deer meat. Alright, well that's it for this week, so thanks for watching. Make sure to stay tuned in next week for more adventures with the Beaver Retriever.